everybody, my name is Bella and I'm 12 years old. Today I will reading about Sherlock Holmes, the Dancing Man, and today is part 3 that will read on. Holmes explained the mystery. After the boy had left, Holmes gave some instruction to the servants. If anybody comes and asks for Mrs. Corbett, he said, do not tell the person that she is ill. Show the person straight into the sitting room. There's something I want to explain, Holmes said. Then he told the inspector about Hilton Corbet's visit to Earth in the London and the picture of the dancing man. These drawings are kind of secret writing, said Holmes. They look like children's drawings, but they are measures. Each picture of the dancing man is the letter of the alphabet. Let me show you how it works. The letter of the alphabet which appears most in the English is E. Here, the picture of the dancing man which appears most words here is. Here is E. So I knew that this picture was E. Some of the dancing men were holding flags. I guessed that a picture with a flag was the last letter of a word. But how did you find out what the other picture meant? I asked. On the Hilton Corbet's second visit, went on Holmes. He brought 3 different messages with him. The last message was. In this message, there was no flag, so the message had to be one single word. What could it be? The word had 5 letters, and the second and fourth letter was E. It could be never or never or never, but the most probable of words was never. Picture, here, here is N, V, and R. N, V, and R. R. Here it is. Excellent, Holmes, I cried. What did you do next? Well, I said, Holmes, I knew Mrs. Corbet's first name was Elsie. I noticed that another word which had 5 letters and began with and ended with E. So I guess, this picture, and this picture. In one message, the word Elsie was written twice. In this message, the word before Elsie had 4 and ended with E. I guess the writer was asking Elsie to do something. So I looked for an English word of 4 letters ending in E. The best way I could find of was come. So I knew this is C, this O, and this M. Then I looked again at the message which Horton brought us. It is this message. I used the picture holding fast to divide the message into words. I wrote out the message, putting dots on the letter I didn't know. The first missing letter had to be A, and the second letter had to be H. I'm here, Lane. Clearly, the 2 missing letters were part of somebody's name, so it must be I'm here, A.B. Slaney. I looked at the second message again. This message worked out like this: A-E-R-L-E-I-E-X. Here, I worked out the missing letters could be T and G. At Allegiance, I decided to find out if there was a place near the Riding Throat Manor that was called Allegiance If there was, then I knew that this was where the writer of the message was saying. Inspector Martin and I looked at Holmes. It was wonderful how my friend had found out the meaning of the dancing man. What did you do then, Mr. Holmes? Asked the inspector. I gathered that Abby Slaney was an American. Abby is American name of Mrs. name and Mrs. Corbett recently received a letter from America. This letter had upset her very much, so I sent a telegram to a friend in New York police asking about A.B. Slaney. It was a reply, the most dangerous crook in Chicago. The same evening, I received Hilton Corbett's final message. The message worked out like this. Elsie will are to meet the goal. Clearly a missing message had been P and D. Elsie prepared to meet the god. I knew the Corbett were in the terrible danger. Abby Sherlock was saying he was going to kill Mrs. Corbett, so the Detective Watson and I hurried immediately to Northrop. But unfortunately, we were too late. Hilton Corbett was died. Don't worry, said Holmes. He will escape. He's coming here. Here? Said Inspector Martin in surprise. Why should he come here? Because I have written and asked him to come here. Holmes stood up and walked to the window. Look, there he is. The murderer in court. A man was coming to the path. He was tall and handsome, with a large black beard. The front doorbell rang loudly. Hide behind the door, said Holmes quietly. This man is very dangerous and we must be careful. We waited in silence for a minute. Then the sitting room door opened and the man stepped into the room. At once, Holmes put the gun against his head and Inspector Martin put handcuffs on his wrist. The man looked at us. His bright eyes looked angry. I received a note from Mrs. Corbett, he said. Where is he? Mrs. Corbett is badly injured, replied Holmes. Her life is in great danger, the man cried out. He sat down on the chair and put his blade in his hand. I didn't know she was injured, he said. I shot her husband when he tried to kill me, but I could never injure Elsie. I love her more than anything in the world. Suddenly, the man looked up. Wait, he said. If Elsie is badly injured, who wrote this? He opened his hand and threw the note onto the table. I wrote it. To make you come here, said Holmes. You wrote it? And how you could know the meaning of the dancing man? I worked out what the figure means, replied Holmes. But now tell us your story. All right, said the man. If Elsie dies, it doesn't matter what happened to me. My name is Abby Slaney, and I've known Elsie since she was a child. Her father was head of a gang of crooks in Chicago, and I was a member of the gang. Elsie's father thought the secret writing of dancing men. The members of the gang used it to send messages to one another. Elsie and I were engaged to be married, but Elsie hated her father's business and she didn't want to be married to a premier. So she ran away to England. She met and married his Englishman, Peter Corbett. I wrote to Elsie, but she didn't answer my letters. In the end, I came to England and stayed at Ellis Farm. I knew Elsie understood the picture of the dancing man, so I left the message where he should go to see them. In the message, I asked her to come away with me, but her only answer was never. Then Elsie wrote me a letter. She said she could meet me at 3 o'clock in the morning when her husband was asleep. She brought money with her. She offered me the money and asked me to go away. I became angry and tried to pull her through the window. Just then, her husband rushed in, carrying a gun. He fired a gun at me and missed. At the same moment, I shot at him and fell down head. I ran across the garden. As I ran, I heard the window shut behind me. I have told you the truth, gentlemen. I didn't know Elsie was hurt. She must have shot herself after I left. While Abby's Lenny was taking a carriage arrived with two policemen in it. Inspector Martin turned to his prisoner. It's time for us to go, Slaney. Goodbye, Mr. Holmes. I hope I will work with you again one day. And goodbye. Thank you for listening. And let's wait for part 4 to listen more. Goodbye.